everybody. I'm your girl. I'm your sister. I'm your mama. I'm your best friend. I'm Deborah Jones. Blue Table Talk. Good afternoon, everybody. Glad to see you here tonight. Okay, so we got a good night in here tonight for you. You can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we have a good night tonight. We have Money Marcus on the line, and he's gonna give us some good ideas, some good hints, tips on how to invest and get our money straight. So I know that you're ready. I know that you want to put your money out there. So come on, let's get it together, and we're gonna talk to Money Marcus. But right now, I have to always do my housekeeping first, and so we're gonna talk about the COVID testing. So you know that COVID is still out there. As a matter of fact, it's another strand. So we right now we have over 400,000 deaths in the U.S. So that is just too many. As Donald Trump leaves the office, he's leaving the office with 400,000 deaths. So guys, you've got to still wear your mask. You've got to watch your distance. You've got to wash your hands. You've got to do those 3 W's in order to not spread it to one another. Okay, so if you want to get tested, always you could go to Beaumont Urgent Care. Now, when you go to Beaumont Urgent Care, if you go early in the morning, you can probably go right on in. But if you wait a while, then you probably have to call, and because they only take like 75 people a day, because everything has gone so wild and everything that they have to stop their limit because they were taking so many people. So call Beaumont Urgent Care at 409-333-1272. And let's get that started over there. Or you can go to MD Kids on 490 I-10 North Frontage Road. Now, I know a lot of people say they put in Frontage Road and they go somewhere else, but you have to put the word North Frontage Road on there, the word North on there, in order for you to find out where the location is. So this go there and you can call them at 409-212-9988. And you can also go to Krista's Pronto and to on Dollar next to Hobby Lobby and to get tested. So I know last Tuesday this time, I received my shot for my first COVID shot, and a lot of people have asked me where did I get it from. I got it from Krista's Pronto, but you have to get on the list. So you got to go online and go to crystalspronto.com and get on the list, and then from there, that's where you get your that's when they'll call you and let you know, come on in and take it. But right now, I think the website is down, and I asked about it. They said when the website is down, it's only because they don't have any more vaccine. So when the vaccine come in, they can put the website back up, and that's at all the locations. That's at CVS, that's at Walgreens, that's I think that's another place they were giving it. But check your pharmacies, HEB. Check your pharmacies, check HEB, and you can find out where they're giving the vaccine. Okay, all right. So tonight we have on our website tonight we have Money Marcus, and Money Marcus is going to take us in there, and he's going to tell us about himself first, give us a little intro. I know we had him on before, but a lot of you guys have probably forgot about Money Marcus, but he's going to be here, so he'll let you know. You can't forget him. Hi, Marcus. How you doing?
I am so blessed to be on the show tonight. Thank you so much, and all the work that you're doing, Miss Deborah. It is I know it's going to be a plum pleasing pleasure to be with you on tonight. Um,
Thank you.
just a little bit about myself. I'm a former educator. I taught in Beaumont ISD for about 12 years, Port Arthur. I taught in Fort Bend as well, where I reside with my wife and son in Sugar Land. Um, how I learned about investing is very simple. As an educator, nobody told me about how to invest my money in my 403b. I was reading a book called The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach, where he shared the idea that I could be saving 10% of my income in a 403b. I said, what? I had no clue this existed. I was furious. I called the benefits department. I started saving 10% of my gross income. 2 years later, I had over 5 figures in my account. I said, what if somebody would told me when I first started? But and that goes to that's how I learned about investing. That's how I got started. But it goes to show you, I was at a small campus. It was in the hood. Can I say hood on your show?
You go ahead and say it.
Okay. Yeah, it was in the North End.
Mhm.
And the representatives didn't come out to our school and share with us how to invest our money or to start saving. So that's something I learned as I left the classroom. They only went to the big campuses. They only went to the schools that were really nice. And that, again, that's things that I learned being in the industry. So I said I went on a crusade to help as many educators with investing as I can.
Right. Right. So that's when you got into what you're in now. Your
Yes, yes, yes. So currently, I'm a licensed representative with Primerica. I have an insurance license, for securities license. I'm a licensed securities broker, so I can help people with mutual funds and annuities as well.
so you just got a promotion on your job. What's
Well, yes, yes, yes. I'm currently a regional leader. Oh, I can't wait to show this. This is this is huge. This is huge. Yeah. So
Hey. Oh, so where you put that? In your office or you put that at your house? Or you
yeah,
well you
I'm gonna put that.
now.
I'm gonna probably put it in my house. Well,
That
because nobody's at the office right now.
right.
Hmm.
That is nice. I am so
Hmm.
proud. I remember when I first met you, Marcus, and you was joking then. So but I liked it was something about you that I really liked about you. I mean, you can always tell somebody when somebody is real and when somebody is phony and when somebody just want to try to get your money. And I was like, I kind of like that. Of course, I'm old school, so we can kind of read into you. Okay.
Oh, oh yeah, oh, oh yeah.
I think from that day on, we have really been friends. And I like that. I always call you my son, whatever, nephew, whatever I call you. But I really like it because I know you tell us the truth. I know you're not trying to just pull the money and get away with it because so you can get money. But I know whatever you do it in faith, and you always have God behind you, and I like that. So
Well, thank you so much. I always believe in the philosophy you can do good by and still do good.
right. Okay, everybody, look. I know you trying to hide from me on that on this line. So what I need you to do is go ahead and hit that share button so that other people can see that we're getting ready to talk about investing in stocks and bonds and annuities and everything else. So hit that share button. It ain't gonna hurt. Watch. I hit the share
Mhm.
button.
Mhm.
Everybody can see, so everybody can get on. I need, hey, Mikhail, hey, Pat, and I need everybody to talk to get ask Marcus some questions. I'm asking some questions, so I need you to ask him some questions because it might be something I asked him that that something else you might want to know, and I didn't ask him that question. Okay, so I know when we buy some stocks, I know when we buy, we should do a background check on them, right? And we need to know do we need to know about the competitors, if they have competitors or anything like that? Do we need to know if the company profitable or how long the company been around? Or those are things that we need to look for when we try to buy stocks and bonds? How do we do? What do we do?
Good question. Good question. Number one is for me, it would be cost. And before I even say what I'm about to say, this show, by the way, as a registered representative, I cannot tell you exactly what stocks to pick. Uh, that's not my job, but I will tell you how to invest and give you some directions. But for the most part, if you go with the big reputable companies like an E-Trade, Merrill Lynch, Robinhood, um, there's some E uh, E-Trade, Charles Schwab is another good company as well. So any of those are reputable companies. However, you have to do your research. Find Google them to find out if there's anything in the news about these different platforms. All of these are investing platforms. that it's low cost to trade. So you can use these platforms.
I know on my phone, what pops up on my phone is like Acorn and Yahoo Finance and Robinhood. I don't know if I already invested in them. I know I invested in some of them, but I don't know if I already invested in them or what. But they keep popping up, and then I'll look at them because there are some companies that I invested in. They keep popping up, and I look at them, and the thing about it is, I don't know what I'm looking at. I just put my money there and say, okay, let it grow. But you see like the 4.86, if I hit on it, it gives you like a dollar sign or whatever. And so I don't know if that's how much it is growing in there, or that's how much is in there right now, or what. So help me with that.
Well, let's keep it real simple for this show. Green means good, is making money.
Right.
And red means is losing money.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very simple. Let's keep it plain. Okay.
So how I know I'm not in with that Dows?
Okay. You okay. Are you referring to the Dow Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically put, the Dow Jones is a barometer for the economy. So it's made up of 30 of the biggest companies in America. So companies like Coca-Cola, Apple, Microsoft, Exxon, they make up the Dow Jones. GM, those are the largest companies. So when the Dow is up,
Mm-hmm.
in general, your money is up, or the economy is doing well.
Right.
Okay. So if you want to say, look, I want to do a trade today. Well, in my opinion, you would like to do a trade when the barometer or the economy is up, maybe plus 200 at least. When it's down, you don't want to trade during that day,
Okay.
because your money is going to be um, red means it's going to be down.
Right.
Green means that the money is going to be moving. People are feeling good about the economy. The president was going on the economy on foreign soil. Everything can affect the Dow up or down. So when it's plus 200, you would want to do a trade when the economy is doing good.
Good. Okay. Look, Asa Mouton says, when Biden becomes president tomorrow, which company should we be investing in?
Mr. Mouton, thank you so much for that question. Guess what? The stock market does not care who's president.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't care. Historically, the stock market moves very, very. I guess it's stagnant whenever presidents change. It does not matter. Companies grow based on how companies grow. It's not based on who's elected official.
I know that when Trump was in office in the hospital, when Trump was in office, because he's gone now, bye, and when he was in office, everything was just going wild.
Mhm.
I mean, all the stocks, everything. I mean, it was going. It was fluctuating up and down, just wow. And I remember these words when he first got into office, that he was going to take over Mobile Oil. He said, "Go ahead and buy some stock into Mobile Oil because that would be my company." And it was like a bird said, "Okay, you need to buy some stock in Mobile Oil," and so same thing, fluctuated. It just fluctuated because everything that Trump has done in office, it just brought the economy down.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question: how much money do I need to start a stock?
Well, that's a good question. I'm so glad that you brought it up. And what happens in our community, and I pray that this broadcast would make people a little bit more comfortable with investing, because that's my my purpose. You can invest with as little as $25 if you want to start like a mutual fund, which I recommend to first time investors. See, there's a spectrum of investing, and there's beginning investors, there's intermediate investors, and there's the sophisticated investors. So if we start with the basics, stocks is just ownership in different companies. And when the companies make money, they pay what you call a dividend.
Right.
That's a profit. So if you buy a dividend stock like an Exxon or a Chevron, when they start to make money, they'll pay you a dividend. So when I buy stock, I'm looking for stocks that may pay a dividend, or I'm looking for a growth stock. A growth stock basically is a company that's maybe a smaller company that may grow over time. Now, I would not look for a Starbucks or a McDonald's or a Coca-Cola as a growth stock. They're blue chips. They're big companies. They're already expanded. They're already grown. So there's not a whole lot of upside to their potential. So if I want to really invest, and investing simply means that I don't need the money for at least 5 years, I'm going to look for something that's going to grow and really make my money double and compound.
So you telling me that I should choose the cheapest broker or something like that?
Yeah. Okay. So if you're looking to get started, you don't have a whole lot of money. There's a couple of ways to invest. Let me talk about my way first. Okay. What I help people, first of all. Um, I recommend for the first time investor mutual funds.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with a mutual fund?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What you know about a mutual fund, Miss Deborah?
Why you want to ask me that question? Ask the audience.
I love it. I love it.
Let me see. I think I had a mutual fund or something like that. Well, tell me a little bit about it. Maybe I'm not familiar with it. Then I'll say, oh yeah, now I know.
Okay, sure. A mutual fund, there's four benefits to a mutual fund. Number one is professional money management. It's a portfolio of 150 to over 300 different stocks and bonds where you can own shares in the companies. So the professional money manager manages the money. It's diversified. Uh, you ever heard of the saying, you don't put all your money in one basket?
Right.
So when one company doesn't do well, you have 100 more that's going to do well. So your money, you don't lose all your money because you have a portfolio that's spread out. Okay. Then it's affordable. You can start a mutual fund with as little as $25 a month. And then it's liquid. If you need your money, you can have your money. You call, you redeem your shares, and the money's back in your bank account. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I recommend for first time investors that have that start small, have a little bit of money to invest, don't have a whole lot of money. Start with a mutual fund, and and you can also, it's flexible. You can change, you can increase the deductions or the contributions. That's what I recommend for first time investors. Now, if you are a sophisticated investor, Miss Deborah, I want to explain to people out there, and I want everybody to hear this. There's a difference between uh, investing and gambling. That's two totally different things. Uh, People say a lot of, matter of fact, when the pandemic hit, the stock market went down, and a lot of people missed an opportunity to invest when Tesla was very low, and now it split and it doubled. What happened was they missed an opportunity. So you can have opportunities to double your money in the stock market, However, you can lose a whole lot of money. So I'm begging everybody out there to learn what they're doing before they even invest. Okay.
You
Now,
want to invest because you hear a lot of people saying, okay, you can invest your money in this and that and everything, and that's where a lot of people go wrong because they're not. That's what I know. That's where I went wrong first because my son was saying, "Mom, you need to invest this, invest that, blah blah this and that." Well, I just gave him the money and said, "Go ahead and invest it," you know.
mhm,
But I didn't know what he was doing at the time, you know. So until he said, "You need to read up on it before you invest
mhm,
anything, Mama. You have to read up on it." And so, and I
mhm,
know that now. Of course, I didn't know it then, but I know it now
mhm.
because investing wasn't in our community. We didn't invest. We just
Right.
we just didn't do that. That's in our communities, in our Black community. We just didn't invest. So when we got to a point in our life where we can or where we should, we just did it. We just invest in anything, mobile,
Mhm.
uh, 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 the app Acorn. Like I was walking down the street, they say you with my girlfriends, they say try Acorn and invest in Acorn. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what Acorn is. I know what it is on a tree.
Right.
But I
Right.
didn't know what they was talking about. So I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
So, Acorns, by the way, is an investing platform,
Hmm.
uh, just like a E-Trade
Right,
or Charles Schwab.
right.
So the principle is you don't have to have a whole lot of money to start investing. That's why they call it Acorn. So, but
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 can we invest in stuff like that?
Acorn it's a platform. Yes, it's a platform where you can buy different mutual funds. You can do ETFs as well. So it is a platform that you can use. Now again, read up on it. Now here's how and what I recommend in order for you to learn how to start investing. I recommend to start with mutual funds because I connect people with money managers.
Hmm.
I don't hold the money. I help people if they have long term goals, I help people to invest with money managers and where their money will grow over time. They're professional. They watch the stock market. Their sole goal is to make your money make money. That's for the blue collar people. That's for the people that's hardworking that don't have the time to look at the stock market and look at it going up and down and left and right. That's what I recommend for first time investors. Now, for those of you who have and by the way, I don't recommend nobody invest before they have life insurance, have their debt under control, have an emergency fund. So I'm passionate about that. You have to have your money in under control in order before you even start looking at the stock market.
Why is that?
Number one, if what happens is, let's say air conditioner breaks down.
Hmm.
Guess what? Guess what money you have to use if you don't have any money saved? You have to go to your account,
Hmm.
your brokerage account.
Hmm.
Therefore, creating another taxable event. Now you got the AC broken down, and you're creating another taxable event as far as income is concerned for the following year. So that's why I recommend that you have an emergency fund, put that money into a money market account that's accessible.
So it's my. I know everybody want to know that. Is that money? Is it insured?
No, no. So that is an excellent question. Money that you put at a brokerage account is not FDI insured. Okay, that's at the banks. You have up to $250,000 of insurance that is insured. But at the same rate, I will say to people, banks are not doing you any favors by you keeping their money with them. If you look at your bank statements, you're getting a 0.01 in a CD, maybe 1% interest. They're not doing you
Yeah.
any favors by, in matter of fact, let's break this scenario down, Ms. Deborah. if you had 100 grand in the bank, okay, and we call that scary money. People don't want to invest in the market. They don't want to. They want something safe. They want their money protected. They want that FDIC insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So after 1 year, if they, let's say they have their money in a CD, they gain maybe 1% interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the end of the year, you have $101,000. You're following me?
Mm-hmm.
However, inflation, gas can go up, bread can go up. We saw that during the pandemic. Food, all the food prices, inflation goes up, and the taxes that you pay on that money comes up to about 5%. Guess after a year, you're looking at about $96,000 if you left your money in a bank.
Okay, so like if I had some shares, and we had this corona that just came through our nation. We had this corona that came through, and it is probably swiping our accounts. What did we do in cases like that? Because that's money we lost. That's money we had there that we was growing, and knew that we by the time we reached age 70 or whatever age, 90, whatever, we could pull that money out, especially 70. 70, you can pull that money out. But what happens then? Now you don't have the money anymore. So what do we do? Because it's not insured, right?
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So number one, you need advice. And that's the benefit of my company. We go in and educate people on what to do in these situations. So when the market is down, you need a manager to advise you, look, to move your money, because that's our job to look at our clients' funds in order for them to maximize their investments. You wouldn't hire me to lose money. You hire me to make money.
Right.
That's my job, to watch your accounts. So if they're losing your money, that's not the place you want to be. You need to definitely seek advice or a second opinion. It's okay to get a comparison.
So how would we know? How would we know? Because we think that the people that we have in charge of our money are the right people, right? So how would we know that that's the right person or not? How can we decide whether the brokerage firm is right for me?
Okay, that's a good question. For example, I have 2 mechanics. Okay, I trust both of them because I know my car is going to break down eventually.
Exactly.
I trust both of them. So whoever is in my immediate need, my immediate circle, the one I can get to fastest, that's the one I go to. So what I recommend, number one, get a referral. Get somebody that's licensed. Now, Ms. Deborah, we're in the age where it's all do it yourself.
I'm in the age.
Well, my point is like, you can do a lot of things by yourself. You can do some plumbing on your own, hearts, a lot of things you can do on your own. Heart surgery, I don't want to do that on my own. You can manage your money on your own. There's so much on the internet. You can research and do that. However, I'm talking to the people that need some help, just a little help. And that's the people that I can help. I can help them to make certain that their money is growing and have them in the right investments.
So what about the interest on it? Am I free of high interest debts or what?
So
I know sometimes it depends on how much you put in there, right? For the interest, right?
Yes, so, correct.
Am I free from the high interest debt or what?
So the amount of money, okay, and the type of investment risk you're taking is 2 different things. So let's take, for example, Ms. Deborah, you walk into my office and you say, look, Marcus, I want to have a lifetime income.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically, I know you need to go with an annuity
Mm-hmm.
because that annuity will never run, you'll never run out of money as long as you live.
So the long
And
term.
correct, correct. And it's low risk. You'll never lose a penny because it's an annuity. That's a basic uh, no risk, no to low risk type of investment. You'll gain more interest than on a bank. However, you walk into my office and say, "Look, Marcus, I'm aggressive. I want my money to make money. I don't mind a $10,000 loss because I know it's going to come back." So you may need something like a variable annuity that's in the market. However, it's still going to pay for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you say, "Look, Marcus, I got a long time frame. I don't need that money for 20 years." Well, we do straight mutual funds. A
Mm-hmm.
mutual funds is where you can make a higher interest rate on your money.
So what's the difference between the mutual and the annuity? I mean,
Eh,
is it the interest or is it what is it?
It's the risk. Annuity, low to no risk. You won't lose a penny in most annuities.
So
Okay,
annuity is the one that pay you monthly. Is that what it is?
there you go. Any educator that has money in TRS and they're getting payments from TRS, that's an annuity. It's a lifetime income.
Okay, so it's you it's so you tell me that it's on your job wise. It's more in it. Not only TRS, other companies also, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Most life insurance companies offer annuities.
Okay. So when we say life insurance, are we speaking whole life or term life?
I'm s- I'm speaking annuity is an insurance product,
Mm-hmm.
so it's low risk.
Okay.
Now, when we're talking about mutual funds, that's a securities, that's a stock, that's bonds, that's risk. There's no guarantees involved in there.
Right. Right. Right.
You can lose.
So when do I know when to pull my money out?
That's a good question. So it depends on your time horizon. So let's say, for example, go ahead.
I say meaning go because you give me to explain it. Go ahead.
So you walk in, you hit the lottery.
Lord help. Go ahead.
Call me. By the way, call me up. By the way, everybody listening out there, I see your name out there. But you hit the lottery. You have a half a million to invest. Okay. Well, you're 40 years old. You don't need the money. I'm going to advise you to keep your job, continue working. But at age 60, um, you want $10,000 a month in income. Well, a variable annuity may be the right product. It's going to pay you for the rest of your life. You're going to have over $1 million by the time you need the money in principal
At what age? If I'm
at 60.
like I'm 40. At 60, I would have $1 million.
Oh yes.
Okay. Well, I passed 40. So what about at 60?
I'll work with you. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. Just bring it. Just bring it over here.
People, don't forget, guys. Y'all, I want you to share like you care. Okay, so Wingate says annuity is low risk, but it doesn't make much money.
That's exactly right. It is low risk and it doesn't make much money. And that's the number one reason why I got securities license. I saw so many educators that were young being put into annuity products. When they can afford, they had a longer time horizon. They didn't need access to the money until retirement age. So insurance agent were putting people in annuity products, and they were not getting a whole lot of bang for their money. I said, man, let me go and see what the securities is about. So I went to school. I actually got my securities license. That's why I have 4 licenses now, working on my 5th one to become a fiduciary. So all of those licenses help me to give my clients more bang for their money. So mutual funds offer more bang and less volatility. Volatility means it's less up and down. Ms. Deborah Jones wouldn't call me and say, Marcus, I lost $10,000 in my account. No. Mutual fund, they do go up and down, but it's not a whole lot. It's a moderate. We could put people in moderate type of investment.
People are saying they lost the money. So since it's not invested, since it's not insured, I'm sorry, use the wrong word. Then they just lost it, right?
Let's correct that myth. Okay. So Miss Deborah, you own a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many times do you find out the value? How many times a year?
Never.
Let's think a little bit, because most people think about it, not thinking. Your house get appraised once a year.
Yeah, once a year. Yeah.
Okay, during your tax time, your property tax time.
Right.
And we fight. So, but in all in actuality, your house, the price is going up and down every day.
Right. Exactly.
But question, do you lose your house?
No. Do you? No.
No, you don't lose your house. That's the difference with stocks is that they get appraised every day. Real estate gets appraised once a year. Just because the account went down doesn't mean that you lost the value in account. You only lose when you sell.
Okay, so Agent Red says, what company should I invest in oil or retail?
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Red. Like I said before, I can't advise you on which industry to pick. I always say, open up your checkbook, look at the different entities that you already invest in. If you like a Chevron gas station, that's the only gas that you put in your car. Guess what I'm gonna tell you to invest in? Chevron, right? So if you like only Dillard's, if you buy Dillard's every day, invest in Dillard's.
Mm-hmm.
The key to investing is following the money. Invest where you're comfortable at. If you like the retail outlet stores, invest in retail outlet stores.
Mm-hmm.
If you like real estate, an easy way to invest in real estate is called REITs, REIT. It's a mutual fund housed with real estate companies.
Okay, so we talk about stocks. Let's talk a little bit about bonds. That's different, right?
Yes,
right?
Ma'am.
Okay, so before investing, what is my risk tolerance?
Okay, excellent. So again, a risk tolerance is what can I handle?
Right.
So I would ask you, Miss Deborah, if you saw the balance in your account, you have $100,000 in your account.
Ooh,
and if
Lord.
I saw, I put it there.
All right.
Check your account. So if you saw your account balance go down to $10,000,
mm-hmm.
How would you feel?
I'm going to find out where my money is first. Somebody better tell me something.
Right. So me as an advisor, I would not like to take that call. I would not handle that call. That's not me. No, I don't want to hear that. So I know off the bat, she needs a low risk type of investment. I would not put her in anything in the market She's going straight into annuity. She's gonna go. So I don't want to lose. She don't want to lose a penny. You're going straight into annuity. Period. No if and buts are about it. But if you said you can handle your $10,000 law downside, you know it's going to come up. Um, well, we're going to go more aggressive with you. We're going to put you in something like an aggressive growth fund or some type of stock investment. I would not put you in something, not even bonds, because bonds you can lose as well.
So like if I go to like a Charles Schwab, or I've got the name of the other big company around here, and they do like a profile on me, don't
hmm
don't they give me like a questionnaire or something to see exactly where I am, as far as like you say sophisticated or whatever, to see exactly where I am, so that would determine whether or not what bonds I need to, what stock or what bonds I need to go into. Am I right?
You're exactly right. If they don't ask you your if you have an emergency fund, you uh, take for example annuities. You got to have some cash, some liquid cash in the bank before you can even put your money with in that annuity. So we have to ask those questions. It's our fiduciary responsibility to find out your financial profile. What's your tax bracket? Do you own real estate? Do you have money in your checking account that you can handle emergency? Um, Everything, all the time. When do you need access to the money? We have to ask those questions in order for us to do business with you, to put your money in the right investments.
Okay, are the interest payment fixed or floating?
Good question. So it depends on the types of investment that you work. Uh, so with an annuity, the rates are fixed. In general, you can earn up to maybe 4% in an annuity. Some may pay 5. With mutual funds, they fluctuate. A mutual fund, in average, anywhere from 10 to 12%.
Okay, so say that I open an account, and so they said, or even insurance, or like that, it's going to something like that. And so it's okay, this is the money is fixed. This is what you're gonna pay a month. It's not gonna go. It's not gonna go over. That it's fixed for the rest of your life. Put it like that. Then
Mhm.
later on in life, a couple of years later, the amount changes. And you said, "Well, I thought this was fixed. So why did it change?" So what causes that?
Correct. So a lot of let's take for example annuity. There's what you call index annuities. Like you mentioned earlier about the Dow Jones, that the Dow Jones simply is an index. An
Mhm.
index simply means that it's going to follow what the stock market in general is doing. So if it change, well, the product or the annuity did not the stock market did not perform as expected. That's what that means.
Wilma White mentions, he says, are all mutual funds high risk?
Mutual funds is in the middle. If you took a spectrum of investments, so you have like let's say a CD annuity on the left side, and then you have on the right side you have high risk like aggressive growth stocks, like an individual stock. A mutual fund would be in the middle because the portfolio, you have so many different stocks and bonds in the portfolio, the risk is mitigated. Some companies are going to do really well. You may have one or two that don't do really well. So therefore your money is spread out, it's diversified, so you can handle more risk when you do a mutual fund. And that's actually what I recommend to first time investors.
So You saying that it's a high risk, but so is a bond risky?
Bonds are not risky. There's um, uh, a good example of bonds are the bonds that the city offers. If you ever heard of the bonds that the school gets for like funding and stuff like to build new schools, well, that's all it a bond is debt. Is like the city is going to guarantee to pay that back.
Right.
Okay, so it's very low risk.
I don't know. I don't know if you were born in this time and age, but you remember how we used to take our bonds for our children later on in life, and they used to have the big old bond, and then we cash it in, and we as it
Mhm,
matures.
mhm.
So are they still doing stuff like that, or what?
Yes, yes, yes. Bonds are still available. Again, uh, as an investor, you got to decide what are you investing for. If you're doing a bond, for example, for me, for my child, I would do a mutual fund or what you call an UGMA,
Mhm.
where the interest rate is going to be anywhere from 9 to 12%, or 10 to 12%. He has 18 years or 4 more years before college. So that money will grow a whole lot faster than in a bond. A bond will pay maybe uh,
Yeah.
uh, 3 to 4%.
Mhm.
So you got to decide what the thing is. What I hate and what I've been seeing is that people invest in their money in these cash value policies for their children's college. That is a terrible investment, because number one, the interest rate is only 1 to 4%,
Mhm.
and you're actually paying more to put it into a cash value policy, when you could put into something like a mutual fund. A mutual fund, and you can gain anywhere from 10 to 12% interest on that money, and your money will quadruple way more than what you have in that bond.
I know bond pays a lot, because when I know that when I worked at a bank, and then they had people who bring their bonds in later on as they mature, and I
Mhm.
was like, wow, I got this so and so time, and now this is what I have now, and as you calculate, that bond and everything, the percentage wise, and the face value on it. But
Mhm.
yeah, at that time I was like, that's a lot. I need to invest in some bonds and stuff like that, but I never did. But look, I can pay a lot. So how does the bond jive my investment horizon?
How does a bond?
Just how does it make me feel good when I invest in it?
Well, it's safe. It's again, it's not liquid. It's not. You have to leave the money in there for a certain period of time. It's basically just like a CD. It's not liquid. You have to let it hold for maybe 5 years until it matures. So, and again, the interest rate on bonds may change. So just because it's a bond, you may end up with a lower interest rate because it's a securities product.
Here's the problem.
So yeah, so it's not guaranteed. The interest rate may go down, and you may end up losing. But
Nobody wants to lose.
nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose.
We want to like your name, money making.
Mhm. Yes, indeed.
We want to make some money off our stocks and our bonds and our annuities. We want to make money off of that. So I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is we want a quick fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die.
Nobody want to do that right there to get there. So Wilma Williams, I keep calling her Wilma Williams. This is because my classmate. Wilma White says, "Can you open a mutual fund with only $5,000 or lower?"
You can start a mutual fund with $25 or less. I mean, I'm sorry, with a minimum of $25.
Oh, okay. But even what about stocks and the rest of them? How much? You have to pay for that.
Again,
It depends on their company itself.
right.
Okay, in case of default, because you know we could have some default. Can I get repaid?
So
I put this money into this account, and you tell me I lost it. That ain't happening.
so that's a good question. So it is 100% unlikely that you would get nothing back if the company defaults. So if you think about it, let's say the company's name is Beaumont ISD. They go under. Well, what's left over? They still have buildings.
Mhm.
They still have equipment. They have the there's things that's left over that the company can sell. And as a owner, you're one of the first people in line to get something back if the company does go under. It won't be today, it won't be tomorrow, but if the company folds, they have to go through litigation and they'll sell off some things and you will get something.
Wow. So, what are some of the questions I should ask before I buy you stocks, bond, annuities? I mean, like you said, annuities like your pension plan, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
What are some of the questions I should ask before I even invest in that?
Good question. Number one, what are the fees? What are the fees involved in this investment? For example, my sales charge, uh, because I have a right to get paid, but the agent or the advisor has to educate you on how much that fee is. So that's number one. Ask what the fees are. Number two, what are the penalties for withdrawing my money? Everybody has emergencies, so that's why we really want you before you invest a penny is to have an emergency fund. So in case an emergency does happen, you don't have to go to your investments in order for you to make it because there's penalties involved. There's surrender fees if you do an annuity. And those penalties can be stiff because the company is expecting for you to leave that money in for a little while. Okay. So fees, the penalties involved, you gotta, and also what actually am I investing in? Find out. I want people to know as much as they can about what they're investing in. They can always call me, but I would never invest in something I don't understand. Even though I'm a good, trustworthy person, understand what you're investing in. Where's the money going? What fees are involved and the penalties that are involved.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there like you reach the age of 66 or you reach the age of 68, whatever? Is there a penalty if you draw out money, or you have to wait until you're 70 to draw it out? Uh,
Okay, let's review that. So at age 59 and a half, you can start withdrawing from your qualified retirement accounts.
hmm
You can start withdrawing. Okay. Now, at age 70, um, there's what you call required mandatory distributions. So that's Uncle Sam saying, look, the clock is ticking. This money has never been taxed. I need you to start taking some of that money out. It's usually about 5% a year. So you need to start withdrawing this money so I can start getting my piece.
So, but if I take the money out, if I take the money out before 70, not all of it, but some of it, I want some, I need some of that money. I am taxed. But see, I'm taxed on that money. Then at the end of the year, Uncle Sam gonna tax me, right?
So if it's a qualified plan, the money has never been taxed. It's going to be taxed as ordinary income. And qualified simply means that it's in a 401k, 403b. It's been a pre-tax. You've been investing pre-tax money throughout your working year. A non-qualified account gets taxed differently because it comes out of your checking account. It's already been taxed. The growth will be taxed, but it's not going to be as high as the 20% in a qualified plan.
Right. But we still tax. I don't care what you
Well,
say.
the growth. If you make a higher amount, the growth is going to be taxed. Now, and that's why I recommend for a lot of the younger investors a Roth IRA. A Roth simply means that let's say the money you have you're 30 years old, you have $200 a month to save for retirement. What happens is at age 59 and a half, you have let's say $1 million in an account in your Roth IRA. That money is tax free. You don't have old Uncle Sam anything. As long as you kept that account open for 5 years in your Roth IRA, that's the number one way to go. That's what I recommend is the Roth IRA. If you're in a certain income bracket, you can do a Roth IRA.
Okay, Marcus, the clock on the wall saying it's time for us to kind of get on out of here. So what can you leave us with as far as stocks, bond, and annuities and how we should invest it? Because we're looking at this online stuff. And like I said, we're looking at Acorn, we're looking at what's another one? Yahoo, we're looking at Robinhood, we're looking at all this online stuff. So what should we invest in all of that? Because they have a lot of subdivisions under it. So should we look at it and invest in it? Is it good? Should we go online? Because when we go online, we think about people looking at our accounts. That's what we think.
Right.
We think about. So is it okay for us to do that or what?
Okay. So I don't say no, don't do it. Okay. But I do I will say get help. Okay.
When you do
Miss Deborah, 1% of people, Americans, use a financial advisor. They think it's costly. And from our background, nobody came to our house and explained to us.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
so we're less trusting. We're behind the 8 ball already.
Right.
So that's why I want to make people comfortable with investing in the stock market and annuities and different products because they're like, for example, my company will go to your house and explain. Well, pre-COVID, we'll go to your house and explain to you how to protect your money and to grow your money. Protect your money through life insurance, grow your money through annuities and mutual funds. So use those platforms, but I do say get help, seek advice. There are people like me that are willing to explain to you and break it down. How does it work? Trustworthy people. And again, I have 2 mechanics. If you don't go with me, go with somebody. Yes, please do.
And what is the name of your company?
Primerica Financial Services.
Okay, so are you local or you can just talk to anybody? How you?
With Zoom, I'm nationwide.
That's what I want to hear.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, Marcus, I appreciate you for coming on tonight. And of course, I just love to see you. I mean, I love to talk to you because you're such a joy when we talk to you because you usually, and not usually, you always tell us the truth on what we need to do and how we need to go about it. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight, and just hold on a minute while I talk to my audience and tell them good night. Okay, guys, I want to thank Isaac, Kathy, Adrian, Wilma for the question that you gave tonight. We appreciate it, and if there's anything that you need to know or don't understand, Money Marcus, check him out at Primerica. Primerica. He gonna correct me now. Primerica. And so you can look for him on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can look for him on Facebook. So I appreciate it. Oh, ladies, don't forget your checks and your pearls on tomorrow, because tomorrow is the inauguration day. Let's get it. I'm gonna meet you at the inauguration tomorrow, and we're gonna be looking all fly. Okay. And not like I always say, if I can help somebody as I pass along the way, then I know that my living is not in vain. God bless you and God keep you is my prayer. Tell them bye, Marcus.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to tell you bye. Good night, y'all.
Love y'all.